It's not that I don't want you here. Yeah. It's something about the way you stare into my eyes. I know that I don't make things clear. Hey YouTube fam, it's your girl Leah back again with another video. In today's video, as you can see from the title, we're going to be talking about the human hair crochet that I've tried. Now, if you're familiar with my channel, at this point, I've tried 4 different human hair crochet options, and you guys ask me all the time about what I think about them and which one's better than the other one. Do I like this one better than the last one? All of that good stuff. So today's video, I'm going to be talking about each, but I didn't title this video my rankings of them because I don't think I can. I looked at this list and there are good things about some, there are bad things about others. There's the price, there's the loops, there's all of these different elements. I'll just be talking about what I like, and I'll hit on the same categories for each and every hair. So the price, the loops, whether it was visible, hiding, is it DIY friendly, all of that good stuff. So you guys can make up your own opinion on which option best suits you. Now, first disclaimer I'm going to give, because I get this question every time I review a human hair crochet, because I don't really talk about it in my human hair crochet videos, is whether it's water friendly. Because I have a platform where every year I make a video about which crochet hair is water friendly, and every year human hair doesn't make the list, and you're always like, why is it not water friendly? I'm going to set this caveat up at the front. Of course human hair is water friendly. It is from a human's head, and that human, just like us as humans, we wash our own hair. It's completely water friendly. It is, again, real genuine hair. The great thing about it is that you can wash it, you can dye it, you can do everything you can to human hair. The reason it doesn't make my water friendly list is because there's some variability in synthetic hair. There's a little bit of, will this, won't this work, is this or is this not water friendly? I prefer to swim, travel, vacation. You've seen all my videos in synthetic hair. It's just easy. Synthetic hair dries down very quick. So if you are somewhere on a beach and you don't want to walk around with soaking, dripping, wet hair, synthetic hair dries fast, and it also maintains its look. Like, I can go into an ocean, I can go into a pool, get out of that pool, and look exactly the same as I did before, just be a little bit damp, and you really can't see that dampness because it dries very quick. The difference in swimming with human hair, or with this, I washed this hair. This is human hair. I'll get to it on the list in a moment. But I washed this the other day. It washed fine. It dries down, and it takes a long time to dry. You're not going to be able to let the sun dry this. You're going to have to actually physically use a blow dryer and do all that. And I do have leave out. It's going to be a complicated situation. I just wouldn't want to travel with this when I have synthetic hair options. So yes, it is water friendly. It is meant to be touched by water. Every single human hair on this list is meant to be touched by water. I just prefer, and it's my preference, to go on my expeditions with some synthetic hair. So without further ado, I'm going to talk about each hair, and in the description box too, I'll have the full review video on each and every single one of these. So if you want to get longer versions or more questions answered, the reviews of each of these 4 hair, except for the one I have in right now, that might not be up, but the install is. All of the reviews for the other hair are up live on my channel. I'm going to first start with maybe the first human hair I tried on this channel. It should be apropos, and it is the Naked Loose Deep Hair. Now, Naked is the brand. It's from the same brand family as Free Tress, Saga, Milky Way. Naked is just part of that umbrella. So I guess it's the Milky Way family, the Free Tress family, somewhere in there. Now, this hair was $46.99 a pack at the length I have it. I believe I had it in the 16-inch. It's one of those hair that are available in several lengths, though. It's 10 inches, 12 inches, 14 inches, 16 inches, and 18 inches. At its base 10-inch, it is $29.99. And then at its longer length, or this longest length, 18 inches, it is $54.99. Now, this hair, I did calculate how much it would be if you got 5 packs at the 16-inch I had. So a total price of $234.95. I wore this hair for 5 weeks.
Well, now when it comes to the install, I'd say it was a quick install. Now this hair, when I talk about the loop, it is a elastic band. So if you see, I'm holding up probably a clip of it right now. It had an elastic loop as its holder. Now I'm going to talk about each of the hair that I tried and what mechanism it has there, because human hair, the reason there's not that many is because that loop, that's the one thing they have to work around. Synthetic hair has the rigidity to be able to stand on its own. When you latch it and you knot it, it can stand on its own. Human hair is soft, it's silky, and you can knot that bad boy 7, 8, 9, 10 times. It's still gonna come loose because of how soft and silky human hair is. So everybody always asks, why do companies not come out with so many human hair options? It's because they have to be creative with how they have that loop. Now again, this company had the elastic loop. This was the first time I'd seen a human hair, and I was taken aback by this loop because it's heavily visible. Like you can see that bad boy. That loop is looping like it needs to loop. Now, Beauty Can Braid did an amazing, phenomenal video on this hair. I will implore you to check out her video. I'll link it up above where she installed it hiding the loops. So many of you guys have pointed me to that video. Even I've tried that hair 4 years ago, I think, at this point. Even 4 years later, you're commenting on a video of me from 4 years ago saying, you should watch Beauty Can Braid's video to install this hair. I'm like, that's not current me. But Beauty Can Braid did a phenomenal job of trying to hide those knots. It's just a hard hair to hide the knots. That's what I'll say. Easy install. Hard to try to hide that elastic loop, especially if you're not going to leave any hair out. I will say on Sam's Beauty site and everywhere I saw this hair talked about at that time, it heavily encouraged you to leave hair out. Even in the model diagram of how to install this hair, they pointed you to leaving hair out. They never gave you a way to install it or share with you a way to install it without leave out. So in my mind, I'm like, oh, I'm going to have to leave hair out. But the issue was and continues to be my hair isn't black. My hair, as you can see right now, is not black. But that was fine. It was fine. The pack says you can perm it, you can dye it, you can do all these things with it. I tried to dye that hair. For me, on the dye level, I'd say it didn't do well, but also I wasn't as good as I am now about dyeing bundles. Back then, I thought I could use the same box dye I use on my hair, which I do all the time now, but I do have to use a little bit more oomph. I do need to use the dye I use to dye my own hair, but then I need to add a developer and I do need to add a bleach pack. At that time, I only used the box. I didn't use the other two elements, so nothing happened. The hair did not change colors, and I gave it a bad score on the dyeability of it. Now, I think I kind of want to. It's only $200. Again, the price, I think it's the best price out of everything I'm going to share with you guys today. $234 to buy 5 packs of a 16-inch hair, and I might not even need all 5 packs, especially if I leave some hair out. I think that's a good price point. My thing is, I just need to make sure I can dye it. And now I'm equipped with the tools to be a DIY colorologist myself. I think I might can do it. But the pack does heavily claim you can dye it. So is this hair reusable? Yes, I can install it in an easy and quick way because, again, that elastic is there. You just kind of unloop that elastic and take it right out. It's not like you got to triple, double, anything knotted. It was an easy removal, which makes the hair easily reusable. Again, the length options are 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, and the only site I've been able to find it right now is Sam's Beauty. Now, the next hair I'm going to talk about is also one that I installed myself. It was from the company Wigget. Wigget is a UK-based site. It's only found on Wigget. A lot of people ask me, where can I find the Wigget beach curl human hair that you tried? It's Wigget. Wigget is like the company name. I think it might be confused. Like I can find Wigget on Amazon. No, Wigget is the Amazon. It's the site where I got it. So it's the beach curl human hair crochet. Now that hair I noticed online comes in 2 length options. It has a 14 and a 16. I had the 16. I had it in the ombre color that you guys saw. It was able to be dyed a little bit. Like again, I don't think I put that bleach pack. Now that I know to add the bleach pack, I did the developer and I did the box dye itself. It took color, I'd say, pretty well. Didn't get 100% of what I envisioned in mind, but it did tone down. I felt it looked very yellowish. It was a blonde color. It looked very, very yellow blonde. I think I took it to a little bit less of that yellowish ash kind of blonde that it had, but not fully where I wanted it to go. But again, now knowing I need to put that bleach pack in there, I can get there. But I was in love with the color. I got so many compliments on that color. It was different for me. I'm normally this, or I'm black, or I might have a little ombre, but I'm never 27. I don't think I've been a color 27 in a crochet hair in 6 years. So it's been a minute since people have seen me like that. And I got so many compliments. It took me out of my element. I didn't leave any of my hair out. And I think I enjoyed the knot of it a lot better. Now, whereas the elastic loop was the thing on the naked hair, this didn't have that. It had a little string, which I like the thinness of it because it's a night and day between a big elastic loop and a little string. The one thing I will say, kind of jumping in here to one of my last hair, I do wish it had one of these on it. If you guys can see right here, this has a pre-loop on it and it has a little catch in here. So I wish that it had that little thin strand and then an ability to be pre-looped, and I think that would be chef's kiss. I wish it had that thin strand, made the thin strand a little bit shorter because I think that thin strand was a little too long, and then I wish that it had a little pre-loop nodule on it, which I'll talk about more when I talk about the hair I have in right now. Those two elements together, I think, would take that hair to the next level. Now, the thing I didn't love about it is the price, honey. The price of it was $619. So a huge jump from that naked hair at $234. $619 was the cost. I gotta say, that's expensive. I'd say the curl pattern was kind of a natural wave, had a little bit of natural wave. I'd say that naked curl pattern was it was a loose deep, so it was a deeper wave. This was kind of a more beachy, it was a beachy wave, I'd say. Beach curl, beach wave. The thing about human hair crochet is you can put heat to it. So all of these hair take heat. I know I'm not hitting on the take heat of it all, but they all take heat. This took heat well, but then reverted back to the beachy waviness that it was. So it did a good job. I wouldn't say this is a wet and wavy, true wet and wavy, but I will say it will revert a bit back to its original form. Now, the one caveat with that wigget hair, it's hard to take down. Very hard. It was where that naked hair breeze, the takedown was difficult. It was a little challenging. So is the hair reusable? If you're able to very meticulously take this hair down, it can be salvageable. I took it down very quickly because, again, I only wore the hair for 2 weeks because I had a silk press appointment in the morning, and I was like, okay, I gotta take this down. She wants me to come in detangled and everything. I can't be, so went very quickly. I ain't having time to play no games. But if you go very slowly, take your time, set aside a day, you could probably find and recover a lot of strands. But I will say the takedown was definitely harder than the takedown of the naked hair. And again, Wigget is the only place you can find this hair. So the next hair we're going to talk about is the professional path. You guys know I collaborated with a local stylist here in Charlotte. She's in Gastonia actually, but Gastonia from Charlotte. It's just a quick up the road. She reached out to me because she learned the human hair technique that Nia Natural Hair taught. Nia Natural Hair, amazing installer, amazing braider, amazing everything, hairstylist in the DMV area. She teaches a technique with the illusion of installing bundles the crochet way. I don't fully understand, and so many people were like, you're being elusive, you're not telling us the technique. I didn't take Nia's class. How I'm supposed to know the technique? Like, I'm just going to a stylist who took Nia's class, who's installing it in the way that Nia Natural Hair created this way. And she's not the creator. So many people comment, she ain't the creator. People been doing this for years. Or I know a stylist who does this who didn't do it from Nia. I'm saying the person who installed my hair, her Instagram handle is Unwrapped Beauty on IG. I'm saying that she took Nia's class and that's how she learned the process. Again, I don't know the mechanisms of it, but she was using a crochet needle to install human hair bundle. The bundles that she was using were Burmese wavy bundles. I love that hair. I love that hair. If I even get a sew-in again, I was like, I'm not getting a sew-in without it being Burmese wavy. Or am I saying that right? Burmese wavy? Yes. It is so good. Like, that hair was so good quality. A lot of people were asking, did she cut it off the weft? She never cut it off the weft. She installed it as bundles and on the weft from front to back. None of my hair was left out. And it was the first time I've ever had a hairstylist who was doing a crochet style in my head ever. I've always been a DIYer with crochet hair, so it felt really good to sit back and let somebody else do it for a while. Now, the cost of that situation is $700. As hair included, it was 700 US dollars. Now, the most expensive of all the options I'm going to be sharing with you today, but that included a wash, included braid down, included all of those things. And the hair I wore, I'm going to list on screen right now because I get it wrong every time, and she has to correct me every single time. It's like, no, I installed this, and this. And I'm like, I'll just put it here because this is the cost of what I had and the hair that was used. Now, I wore it for 7 weeks because, I mean, it's a beautiful style. You would have thought some of my hair was left out, or you would have thought she would have cut it from the weft. Like, you would have thought a lot of things. It was able to be parted on every single which side as well, which I don't do a good job at when I do my own hair. Like right now with my hair, I'm parting it right here, and I ain't moving it nowhere else. It could have been parted in middle, down, left, right. I had like 10 different parting options that I could have gone through. The hairline looked flawless. The one thing I will say, well, not the one thing, I've said, oh, a lot of things, but one of the things I will say is that takedown was a beast, honey. Takedown was a beast. I tied with the wigget, but I might put it over the wigget and complicatedness of it. I didn't even take it down myself. Like, I don't think that's something you should take down yourself at all. At all. She says she could do the takedown. She offers takedown services. Somebody might want to do that. I went to my mom's house and my mom was having a difficult time. She was like, "Are you trying to preserve it?" She had her little snips. She had her little doot doot doot. And I was like, if you can't, if it's hard for you to take it out and preserve the hair, I would want to preserve the hair because this is beautiful, beautiful bundles. So I'd say this is something where you probably gonna need to book the takedown with her. If you're trying to save this here, book the takedown with her because this takedown was not DIY friendly. And in terms of availability, a lot of people do know that technique now. I've seen a lot more people pop up on my IG page or pop up and say, hey, I can do it too. Or like reach out to me and say, if your followers are looking for somebody who can do this in Atlanta or like a Houston, or of course DMV, Nia Natural Hair does it. So like there are a few metropolitan areas. I've had some people ask me, who does this in like, middle of somewhere, Kansas. Now. I don't know all that. I know, Nia, I know who does it in Charlotte. I know who does it in, Atlanta. I don't know every metropolitan area. So I would just look up human hair crochet, hashtag human hair crochet on Instagram, on TikTok, and all those videos will pop up. Human hair crochet. Just use that hashtag and someone will pop up and you'll find people. That's how I was able to find people. And last but not least, I'll talk about the hair I have in right now. Now, like I mentioned, I still have this in and I still plan on wearing it for about 3 more weeks. I'm at week 3. I think I'm going to do 3 more weeks. So a total of 6 weeks with this hair. And this is the Coily Q Natural Wave hair is what I have in. Let me lean in so you guys can see it. Again, I think I mentioned at the top of this video, I have just washed this. I washed this Thursday because my edges were getting gunky, honey. It was getting I was using a lot of edge control, and plus I was smelling the heat. Like I was using a heating tool. Again, it's a human hair. I'm going to get my heat out of it. Now, this hair from Coily Q, I did buy with my own coin. I did spend $336.90. Now, I talked about it. At the time, there was a Black Friday discount code. I'm inserting right now on screen. It was like Black Friday 30, and it got $137.10 off of my purchase. So without that coupon code for 30% off, it would have been $457. And I think that's before, and then you have to add a tax to that as well. I saved $137.10 for the hair I have in. The hair I have in is the 18-inch version. And of course, I have not cut this hair because I'm going to wear the whole 18 inches out. If I wanted shorter, I would have bought the 14. I would have bought shorter. This ain't no hair where no scissors are going to touch it, because if scissors were going to come out, then I would have got the 14. I would have spent a little bit less money because of course the price does, another one of those situations where the price does change depending on the length that you get. it. So the length that I got being 18, it was that price. It would have gone up if it was 22. It would have gone down if it were 12 inches. It also varies in terms of whether you get the hair Remy or you get the hair virgin. So there's a virgin option that is going to last you 3 years. So the site says that will last you 3 years. There's a Remy option though that's lasting 1.5 years. I got the Remy option. Okay. 3 years is a great time. It's a long time, but the price went up almost $100 more, if not a little bit more, I think, when I changed it from Virgin to Remy. So I said, let's just keep it at the Remy. Also, you could change between getting it pre-looped. So this is what the pre-looped looks like. If you can see that little loop that's on here, that is the loop. And then you can get it non-pre-looped. Of course, I got the pre-loop, so I don't know what the non-pre-looped, but my spidey sense is telling me it's just going to be with this removed around it. The price didn't change whether you went from pre-loop to loop. It's just wanting to know the distinction. Now, took color extremely, extremely well. Of course, my hair is left out. If you saw my install video, some of my hair is left out. And with that, the hair does come in one color, comes in a solid, I think, natural black. They do have different varieties, whereas some of these other brands I've talked about don't have a lot of different varieties. Coily Q had a lot of different. So this isn't even the kinkier texture. They do have a kinky straight, and I think they have even a different kinkier straight. Like they have two different versions of the kinky straight. Now, is this hair reusable and can I remove it easily? We'll see. We'll have to see. Again, stay tuned for the review video. Make sure you're subscribed and locked in so you don't miss that review video. But I have a good feeling that especially the pre-loop strands are going to be easy to remove. I'm not going to have anxiety like I did with the unwrapped hair or the wigget hair. I think this is going to be an easy to remove hair. Again, I said I'm not ranking, but this has been one of my favorites because it was so DIY friendly and it was so easy to dye, so DIY friendly. I like the pre-loop nature of it. Cost, again, I had a 30% off coupon. We'll see how, I waited until Black Friday. So many of you guys were requesting me to try that hair in like June, July. Whenever India Aja and Mary Kay Bella reviewed it, they got sent the hair and they reviewed it. Y'all was all up in my DMs talking about some try it. They tried it. Like, yeah, they got sent that here. I'm gonna have to drop like $400 something in one set and give me into the holidays. Give me until they got a sale running. And I checked constantly. So they had a Black Friday sale. They also had a Christmas sale that was 25% off. So running from Christmas to New Year's. So another sale. If you can get this hair on sale, I think it's been the best of the ones in terms of being cost effective, taking color well, taking heat well. Also the fact that they have other options. So they do have a 3B, a 3A, 4A, 4B. Like they have different curl patterns as well. I'm very excited that brands are starting to do human hair more for those who want it. And I know there's so many of you guys who are like, I'm not doing it. I ain't doing that price. I can understand it. But this is a good reprieve and a good switch up from synthetic hair. I do synthetic hair so much. It's good to just have fun with some color, have fun with some heat, have fun with just some different looks and some leave out. So people getting sew-ins all the time now, fighting on TikTok about whether sew-ins or wigs are the option. Maybe crochet hair is the option. Who knows? Who knows? But you guys let me know down below. Are there any other human hair companies that you guys would like me to try that you are familiar with? I know there's not that many out there, but ones that you guys would love for me to give my opinion on. I do have a few more human hair coming in 2024, so make sure you're subscribed, locked in, and tuned in so you don't miss that, as well as having that notification bell on so you're alerted when that video comes. Make sure you're following me on Instagram at Lia Lavon 89 to keep up with my shenanigans in real time. TikTok at Lia Lavon, which is a few more shenanigans, a bit more real time. And I'll see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.